Hey up everyone, we're back in gym. Yes, this is where you were born, wasn't it? Yeah. I had an accidental free birth, so an unassisted birth without medical professionals here in my home gym. Yes, I was hopefully planning as much as you can plan a birth on having a home birth, weren't we? We weren't quite planning to have it in the gym area where I threw up a couple of times and Papa wasn't even here, was he? No. And then you dropped out like a kettlebell, like a wrecking ball on the gym floor. And then I just looked down and the cord had snapped. I didn't realise I'd actually had a baby until I saw her on the floor. I knew I was having one, but I didn't realise at that moment I was, because at the same time we had a birthing pool, like a big paddling pool, and I was trying to get that ready. George, my stepson, was trying to get that ready. And then, and it was too hot, so I burnt my feet, got out, threw up a few times, waiting for Danny. I was like, squeeze your legs, wait for my husband Danny to get back, because he was filming Rate My Takeaway at the time, doing a Sunday dinner. A very expensive one as well, so I think he's gutted he had to leave it. And I was trying to hold it in, and I still had my bikini on for the water birth. And then, and then basically I had my bikini on, and I didn't want to take my bottoms off because my stepson were there, and she slipped out after throwing up on the floor. But it's now 22 weeks since I gave birth in this gym to you, isn't it, Missy Moo? Yes. So she'll start to be eating solids soon. Well, having some fun with solids anyway soon, in a couple of weeks. But how are you guys? I've been quiet this week. We've had a lot on at home, and sometimes you just need to take time out, focus on those around you. Well, you always need to do that, but actually just be offline for a bit, because I've been having a lot on in private this week. But we are back and we are celebrating 22 weeks, and now apparently free birthing is becoming more and more popular. So that's unassisted home birth. So obviously you always have to check with medical professionals, and every birth is, on its own. But it's funny because it's seeming like it's a trend, or it's now trendy to breastfeed, trendy to have a home birth, trendy to have a free birth, and it is just taking it back to natural olden days. That is all it is. It's not anything like gadgety. It's not making a statement when I breastfeed, although this is making a statement. I've got an amazing Milky Tea t-shirt where I can zip up when I need to feed, and zip out. Conta, you like it, don't you? But it's not making a statement. It is just natural. People get scared of like, oh, it's all this woo-woo stuff, all this work stuff, and it's like, no, it's just natural how it's supposed to be. So anyway, I'd love to know your birthing experiences, whether it's of yourself or a loved one. I love a good birth story. You were born, I was watching Peaky Blinders after baking with George, weren't we, the stepson, and he sat eating his cookies. I'd started to have pain in the kitchen, and I was like, right, time it, George, time it on my iPhone. And then I was like, oh, these are getting closer, I'll have to call Danny. I bounced around on an exercise ball for a bit whilst watching Peaky Blinders, trying to get my Yorkshire Post article written, because I thought, I haven't even done my handover yet, I can't give birth. And then went into our home gym, because that's where we had this birthing pool. We tried to start filling that up. That was scalding hot, so I burnt my feet as stepping in. I'd already changed into my bikini at this point. And then, next thing I know, thrown up twice, and you were out on the floor. So it was full on. If you know our story, you can see the full video on my channel as well, of the birth. But yeah, it was a dramatic birth. But I'm very lucky, because whilst it was unassisted and without pain relief, because I was quite calm, other than waiting for my husband to get home, trying to cross my legs, it was actually really like pain-free. The contractions were painful, but then the rest of it, I didn't even notice she'd come out. And I think when you trust your body and you breathe through it, it can actually be a positive birthing experience. I think we are always taught to challenge our body, that our bodies can't do certain things. And because I was stood up when I was throwing up and I was kind of in a squat position, and then the gravity obviously must have taken it. And obviously no birth is perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. No birth goes to plan. Good morning, hi. But actually having all that just happen naturally, she wanted to come, so she came like a wrecking ball, didn't you? So I'd encourage you to trust your own body, listen to medical professionals, and then but feel empowered to make your own choices. There's lots of positive birth choices groups out there, lots of support, so I like to get different tips and advice from lots of different places. And just remember, each birth is unique, whether you want the full bells and whistles of hospital or you're looking at an assisted home birth, whatever is right for you and your situation. Send you lots. Peace, love. Oh, yay, she did it. She did the love. Oh, and she's eating my finger. And shimmies. Can't really shimmy though, can I? No. Not with you in my hands. See you soon, guys.